Hi, I'm here with a recipe for chicken pot pie. It's creamy chicken and vegetables baked in a flaky pastry crust. We're going to start by preparing the chicken. You can use boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and to save some time, I'm going to use some leftover rotisserie chicken. It's already cooked. I'll just chop it up into bite-sized pieces. Next, we're going to cook the vegetables. Now, typically for chicken pot pie, you would use diced onions, carrots, and celery, and we're going to cook those until they're nice and soft and aromatic. Now, I'm also going to add some peas. You can use fresh or frozen peas, and we're going to cook this until the peas are nice and tender. Next, we're going to make the creamy filling for our chicken pot pie. To do that, add butter to a large saucepan over low heat. Once all the butter has melted, we're going to add the vegetables and we're going to them on low until they're nice and soft and fragrant. Next, we're going to stir in the flour and we're going to lightly toast that on low until the raw flour taste is cooked out. Now we're going to gradually whisk in the chicken broth and bring this to a gentle simmer. Continue to whisk the sauce until it's thickening, and then we're going to whisk in the milk or half and half, and we're just going to do this slowly so that the sauce doesn't become too thin. We want a smooth, creamy consistency. Now we're going to season with some salt and pepper, add some garlic powder, and we're going to taste and then add additional seasonings if needed for additional flavor. You could add some thyme or celery seed. Now we're going to stir in the chicken and we're going to let this cool slightly. While the chicken pot pie filling cools, we're going to prepare the pie crust. You're going to need 2 pie crusts. One pie crust will form the bottom of our pie and the other pie crust will be the top crust. Now you can use store-bought pie crust. You can use refrigerated pie crust or puff pastry. You could even make your own pie crust, but homemade or store-bought pie crust works really well. The key is to let the dough chill in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes before rolling it out. That way it will be easier to work with and it will be flakier. Once you have even pieces, you're going to roll out your bottom crust and you're going to place that in the pie dish. You may have to trim and crimp the edges. Then we're going to pour our cooled chicken pot pie filling into the pie dish, and we want it to be even. Now we're going to roll out our top crust and we're going to place that over the filling. You'll need to trim and crimp the edges to seal the pie, and then you're going to cut several slits or vents in the top crust. This will allow steam to escape while the pie is baking. Now we're going to prepare the egg wash by whisking together the beaten egg and milk or water. Then we're going to brush the egg wash over the top crust. This will give the crust a nice golden, shiny finish when it bakes. Now we're ready to bake our chicken pot pie. You're going to want to preheat your oven to about 375 to 425 degrees. We're going to bake the pie for about 30 to 50 minutes or until the crust is golden brown and the filling is bubbling. If the edges of the crust start to brown too quickly, you can cover them with foil partway through baking. When the pie is finished baking, we're going to let it rest for 10 to 20 minutes before slicing and serving. This will allow the filling to set up slightly. And now we're ready to serve. Here we have a flaky pie crust with a creamy, flavorful chicken and vegetable filling. And this is chicken pot pie.